probably a good starting point, John. You wouldn't want to hear many of the players complaining about tiredness given your schedule in the last week and a half.
Oh, look, anytime you get to go and represent your country in that capacity, especially against New Zealand, tiredness goes out the window there.
So you've had the players have sort of had a week and a half between drinks and it's United again. You've spent a fair bit of time away. What's the feedback that you've received from those running it back to you on the players?
Yeah, look, checking in with the coaches and the players, what we're trying to address and hopefully improve with over this period of time. I think it's been a success, but the true fruit is shown tomorrow night.
Offensive rebounds, I dare say, are one of those ones, and probably even turnovers as well. How do you rectify that and consolidate on it? Because it's probably been one of the two of the areas that have been a constant this year.
Yeah, look, rebounding is easy to categorise because it's a statistic for us all to see. Our application in defensive transition and then some of our half-court defence execution led to a lot of opportunities for them on the offensive glass. So hopefully us addressing that, keeping our own man in front of us and then sticking to our schemes will really help us on the glass, as of course having 5 willing participants in there as well.
Do you like having a tight turnaround in terms of getting another crack at United straight up?
Yeah, look, they're the flagship program right now, deserving #1 team right now. So anytime you get a chance to play them, you really get to see where you're at. And our last performance over there, you could see we're just not at that level. We flirted and teased a little bit with it, but we're just not there consistently enough.
Effectively having 2 weeks of preparation for them, given with both games leading to the first one and leading to this one, does that allow you to be where you should be significantly better because of that extended dwell against one team?
Look, right now we're looking for just gradual improvement as a team. It's great, and I'll just go back to playing against Melbourne United back-to-back with a break in between to see where we're really at in, feasibly speaking, halfway point of the season. So I look forward to the opportunity. We played them at their place, now we're at RAC. Let's see what we've done over the last couple of weeks to see if we're inching towards being one of the upper echelon teams.
How do you address the last 90 seconds that have just got away from you with the break?
Yeah, like the good and the bad with the team when you play with a level of emotion. But like we've been locking in, we've been talking about those things throughout the season, just the next play mentality. So that showed itself in those moments, and if we want to make a deep run, we're going to be in more games like that. So how we control ourselves emotionally down those stretches is really key.
Christian spoke yesterday about his frustration that throughout the year there had been, whether it's in first quarter, second quarter, or late, there's been those 2-minute moments where the game's just gone. Everyone's looking around going, how'd that happen?
Yeah.
Do you feel that the players take a bit of ownership of that moment? Would that be correct?
Yeah, look, this team, even from the beginning, when we're at practice, a good, healthy discussion around problem solving. Me as a growing coach, allowing our players to live in that, and this group certainly wants to take ownership and responsibility of those things.
You talk about there about trying to continue to improve week on week. How have you seen this team develop from the start of the year, and then talking about maybe potentially accountability? Is that growing within the group as well?
Yeah, absolutely, and I think just the atmosphere that we've created allows guys the ability to speak their mind without feeling like they're going to be judged. So we have healthy discussion in a lot of different ways, whether it's film on court or when we're doing our group meetings and stuff like that. So that's part of it. I don't know exactly, but before we went into Melbourne United, I think we had won 4 of our last 5. So like we're in a good rhythm and a good pace as far as moving forward. But we got some good challenges ahead of us.
How do your discussions go with the league around the 3 seconds time that you discussed in the post-game press that we heard that they acknowledged that you were correct that it should be called, but how do you go with the talk with them around these getting called correctly at the time rather than being told about it the next day?
Yeah, like the NBL has a person in position to coach the referees, so you got to let him do his job. So that was weeks ago.
Hopefully at home it's a different call.
And I want the right call all the time, wherever we're playing.
Was it real about the last 90 seconds after that the game? Was that moment where they were able to then break it up from there and said we just want a chance? Like
Yep.
handling everyone
Yeah.
One person does something wrong, it changes everything.
Yeah, and that's where in those moments, and it's easy to reflect like game 3 of the playoffs last year, that example that you're talking about, like you can't resolve it in the here and the now. You got to move on, and how do you finish that last minute 40? So you give yourself like a real opportunity to win the game.
So that's called, that moment is a foul you can challenge.
Mm-hmm.
And you get something.
Yeah.
You know that they're wrong, but you can't do anything about
Yeah.
it. That bucket was so crucial.
Yeah, for sure.
Would you like a system where you can challenge anything if you, and you're 100% certain you're correct? Would that have helped you as a coach in that moment?
Well, like, and I've talked about this before, there always has to be a human element to a game because you don't want stopping and starting, you know, but I live and move on, right? I do my job in making sure I understand the rules.
Yeah.
And in that moment, I was correct.